The fastest way to change your life is to better understand your brain. You can work hard, build goals, set habits, and improve your environment, but your chemistry decides your reality. How you feel, how you interpret events, and how much pleasure or pain each moment carries. Two people can live the exact same day and have two very different emotional realities because their neurotransmitters are firing in different patterns. When you understand that, you can stop blaming yourself and start rebuilding yourself. And with that said, thank you for sticking through this 6-part reset series. Today, we put everything together. Let's begin by going over our neurochemical map, by revisiting each chemical, what it is, why we have it, and what happens when the system goes off balance. Your brain, as much as it may seem, is not random. It runs on a predictable set of systems. Dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical of pursuit. We have it so we chase goals, solve problems, and move toward the future. When it works properly, you feel driven, curious, and purposeful. But when it misfires, you can crash into numbness or chase stimulation that never satisfies. Serotonin is the chemical of stability. We have it so we stay grounded and confident, emotionally steady. When it's working properly, you feel capable, patient, and socially connected in a meaningful way. But when it drops, your baseline collapses. Small problems feel huge, and your mood becomes unpredictable. Mercurial, I think, is a good way to describe that. He was quite mercurial in how his mood swung. Endorphins are the chemicals of endurance. We have them so we can push through discomfort and recover from stress. You might be hearing the doggy over here. Gaston! When endorphins are working properly, efforts are meaningful, and physical or emotional pain is manageable. But when your endorphins are depleted, everything feels heavier than it should, even the simplest of tasks. Cortisol is your energy mobilizer. We have it so we can wake up and respond to challenges and solve urgent problems. When it works, you feel alert and focused. When it stays elevated too long, like in my case, your body is reading normal life as a threat, and your mind loves to jump to worst-case scenarios. Adrenaline is your readiness signal. We have it so we can act quickly when something matters to us. When it works, you respond with positive sharpness and clarity. But when it fires too often, your body reacts with negative jumpiness, fast heartbeats, shallow breathing, and this constant feeling that you're on, but not in a way that you want to be. Glutamate is your brain's activator. We have it to learn, concentrate, think quickly, and process information. When it's balanced, you feel mentally sharp. But when it's too high, your thoughts race, your focus fractures, and your mind feels overstimulated. Now, GABA is your braking system. We have it so our mind can slow down, so our mind can regulate and recover after stimulation. When GABA is firing, you feel calm, present, and clear. But when it's low, silence feels uncomfortable. Your brain stays up when you desperately want it down, and you can't decompress. So why is our modern life breaking this beautiful system? Modern life overloads every stimulating chemical and diminishes every regulating chemical. Too much dopamine from novelty, scrolling, constant micro rewards, and validation. Too much glutamate from screens, caffeine, stress, constant noise, and multitasking. Too much cortisol from the pace of our lives and what's being demanded of us. And not enough serotonin, not enough endorphins, not enough GABA, not enough recovery. And your brain has adapted, based off your lifestyle, to remain in a constant on alert state. And human beings were never meant to feel on all day, all the time. If you're feeling overwhelmed but can't really pinpoint why, look to your brain chemistry. Nothing is wrong with us per se, but our brain chemistry is woefully misaligned with our lifestyles because we're not in constant danger all the time. So what does a healthy system actually look like? A healthy day follows a rhythm. You wake up calm, and cortisol brings you online. You pursue something, and dopamine gives you direction. You work, you think, you engage, and glutamate carries the load. You regulate through the day, and serotonin keeps you emotionally steady. You wind down. GABA and endorphins kick in to help you relax. You go to sleep, and everything resets. When this rhythm breaks, your internal world breaks with it. Life becomes such a strain, becomes so effortful in a way that doesn't necessitate it. And here's what happens when your system breaks. When my system broke. A few months ago, I pushed myself too far, too much, too hard. Too many late nights partying, too many late nights studying, constant dopamine, not enough sleep, no stillness whatsoever. And without any sort of reset, I burned out completely. It was chemical. I could just feel the difference. I felt like someone unmotivated, someone who couldn't step into the shoes of Stefan anymore. I was waking up every morning with cortisol spikes. My mind jumped from fear to past relationships to hypothetical future danger. My parents dying, me dying, everybody dying. I felt anxious for no reason and overwhelmed by simple things. Very disconnected from myself. Now, a younger version of me would have really panicked and reached out to vices to sort of numb the uncertainty. But instead, I spoke to a psychiatrist, told them how I was feeling, how I had been working, and they told me something I'll never forget. Stefan, you overstimulated your brain. This is withdrawal. Your system needs time to rebalance. And it took 6 weeks, 6 long, but sort of beautiful, amazing weeks of reset and recovery. Time I spent with family. And it wasn't even that I had some breakthrough. I just realized that I had to give homeostasis time to rebalance my system. Your brain takes time to come back to its center. And this is why reset exists. That's why I created this course. Because you're not failing. You're not broken. And even though you may feel like you're losing control, it's all there. We just have to put it back together. The reality is so many of us are living inside chemical storms that we don't know how to navigate. And once you start seeing it for what it is and stop seeing it for what it isn't, you stop moralizing your symptoms. You stop moralizing your symptoms and you start giving your brain what it needs. Your brain wants to be there for you, but you have to teach it. Let's rebuild brains that work, using rhythm to restore balance, waking at the same time, getting sunlight in the first hour, moving your body to release endorphins, but delaying the dopamine. No early scrolling. Please push back that first caffeine hit for at least the first hour. Let your body wake up on its own before you hit it with stimulation. During the day, try to focus without noise. Give your brain and body real meals for stability. Take breaks outside and only focus on one task at a time. It's going to feel impossible, and I'm still there. I jump from this to that to these to those. But try, because 10 finished tasks done perfectly is better than 100 unfinished tasks done in a scattered and roundabout, confusing way. In the evening, create this transition from on to off. Think green light to yellow light to red light. That's it. That's all I'm going to do for today. That's all I'm going to check and respond to tonight. Slow breathing to activate GABA. Warm lights to give you a sense of relaxation. Probably a mimicking of the fires we used to have in cavemen and women time, cave people time. Avoid dopamine spikes before bed. Protect your sleep window. Eat dinner earlier. This structure isn't meant to be restrictive. It's supportive and meant to be liberating. It's how you rebuild a system that feels manageable again. I have understood the opposite of rhythm most of my life. As bad as the worst of them. I know what it's like to live as a high-functioning, chaotic person. Waking up with your clothes still on and thinking it's cool that you went so crazy the night before. Remembering that you forgot to brush your teeth and have a shot of whiskey just to steady yourself. And racing through the entire day on caffeine, cigarettes, and artificial momentum. Feeling awful physically, emotionally, while still getting everything done. And in a way, you grind through the workday with this sense of pride because you feel awful, but you're still doing everything you have to do. Well, you just survived another day of hell. So are you going to go home and read a book? No. You're going to reach for all those vices that give you that I deserve this sort of feeling because of how much you suffered before. But until you stop the suffering outright, you're always going to need that extra high to compensate for how low you had been feeling. You should live like this. Nothing should stress you out. Nothing should overexcite you. This is your life. Get used to it. Deep down, I want you to know the truth that you, whatever you are, is not running the system. Your chemistry is. And we are all capable of so much more if we give ourselves back the control by figuring out a better relationship with our chemistry. And none of this is about becoming perfect human beings, but it's getting our brains back on our side. Your overreactions are signals. Your exhaustion is a signal. Your anxiety is a signal. Your numbness is a signal. Your irritation is a signal. No, these are not failures. These are not flaws. These are not personality issues. Our collective brain chemistry has been overwhelmed. And now we must learn to align our biology with our true intentions. That's how you stop feeling lost, disorganized, and broken. This is how you return to yourself. Thank you for going through this 6-part reset series with me. This will be one of the final episodes for 2025. I launched Brick to Marble earlier this same year, and it's already been one of the most proud accomplishments, one of the proudest accomplishments of my life, except for that sentence. If you have any questions or want to share your story, just email bricktomarblepodcast@gmail.com. This community will only grow when we remain open and honest to what we're going through. All right, builders, see you every Sunday. And remember, growth equals sometimes taking a reset and realigning your brain chemistry with your intentions. Brick by brick, we'll get there. Valeu!